Yo, we rolling deep with the Jets on the rise. A team full of dreams under these bright skies. The world is our stage, we ain't gonna hide. Green and white till we die. Jets worldwide, wide. Johnny Boy and Snowball in the zone. Yo, we're family here, never alone. Jets worldwide, this is where we shine. A true dedication, victory's our sign. Green and white forever, we in our prime. You know we gon' rise, just give it some time. 2025, hear the crowd going wild. You know we spittin' truth, nothing but style. A city that never sleeps, we going buck wild. Our hearts beat as one. Jets worldwide, wide. Victory's a feeling, we won't let go.
It always gets me.
Dude, every single time a victory is a feeling we won't let go.
What does victory feel like?
I have no idea, no clue.
No, it's been such a long time.
It's like you just get there, and then all of a sudden, they just literally take the rugs right under your feet, man. You bust your ass, and you're like, oh, man, it's New York Jets. But, hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Black Friday. Happy shopping, everybody. And like we say, every single Friday, we got paid, but it is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, meaning that everybody's out there spending money.
Including us.
Even us. So
but we're paying the bills. We don't buy stuff.
We can't.
We just pay the bills and that's it. And the money is gone.
Like that. Bam.
Like that.
But how was your Thanksgiving? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was rather quiet, which was really nice. I was at my brother-in-law's house. He did all the cooking. I just got to, help him out a little bit, clean up a little bit, and out the door. I'm telling you, in at 4, out at 8. It was beautiful. Home by 8:30. Fantastic. Loved it. How about you?
I spatchcocked a turkey. I think that's what it's called, right?
Spatchcocking.
So we smoked it. It was amazing. It was great. Loved it. Recommend it. It was probably the juiciest Cajun turkey style turkey I've ever had in my entire life. But I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, that's including all my kids, wife, and everything. It was a good time with the family, partying, talking, and things like that. But I am excited about today.
Yes.
There is a special
guest. Big guest today. Yes. Very nice. The internet is a wonderful thing, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe yet, please do. The internet is a wonderful thing. You get to interact with people that you don't know and have conversations with them. And just so happened, I sent out a message to the gentleman who is going to be on our show this evening. His name is Chris Monty, comedian, actor, debonair gentleman. Just let me tell you, just a very nice gentleman. We were just talking to him prior to the show, and class act all the way. He's working tonight, but he actually made time to be on this show. So we thank him tremendously. I said it in the promos, star of stage and screen. So we will get to know Chris Monty momentarily.
And a huge Jets fan.
And a huge Jets fan. Yes. Huge Jets fan. And I like his attitude about the Jets. That's actually what brought me to him, because I saw one of his videos on TikTok and I was like, this guy is speaking my language. Like, I 100%. Understand him. I understand him and he understands us. So let's bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, for your pleasure, the one, the only, Chris Monty. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Monty, man. We are excited to have you. I told Snowball, this is a huge pull, man. However you did it, this was amazing, man. So
I was listening to the intro. I appreciate all the kind words. But what was the video? The one where I telling all the fans to burn their tickets?
Yes, that was the one where you said eat the tickets and just don't go and
we did it in '96.
Yeah,
and we got pastels in here, but those are different days. But That's so funny because
I
most
saw
of my
that.
posts on TikTok are just jokes. I just try to tell jokes, try to let people get a smile on their face. But then, once football season starts, I came into this year. I don't know how you guys came into this year because I didn't catch you guys until we hooked up. Then I started watching you guys.
Yeah.
But I came into the season thinking, okay, this team can win 9 games, like every stupid Jet fan every year, right? We can win. We can get to Thanksgiving with at 6-4. Why not? And the coaching was so inept the first 7 games that I just got so I felt like, and I love Glenn. I had his jersey back in the 90s. He's one of my favorite players, but now I'm willing to give him time because I could see that the team's playing for him and everything now, and I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel eventually. But at that point, I was just so frustrated with. Come on, guys, aren't you sick of losing? It's 11 seasons in a row.
11.
100%. I'm one of the guys that from the very beginning I'm like, it's a new season and we're 0-0, right? We got Aaron Glenn. He's one of us. He's the guy. We had a player on the show that actually played with Parcells, played with Glenn, so he knew Glenn the way he is. Told us Glenn was going to do this. But I have to say, I understand that we've been losing, but they've been close games. They've been competitive, I feel like, to a certain extent, other than Justin Fields, because I got to admit, man, like, Justin
inept.
Fields is bad. He's bad. He's super, super bad. But
don't you feel I feel like this, if we don't let Mike Vrabel leave that building, we're like 8-2 right now, even with this roster.
Unfortunately,
because those close games we lost would have been won with the right coaching staff.
Yeah, but
you guys remember 96, 97, they had a terrible roster team, and Parcells went 9-7 and just missed the playoffs against the Lions in week 16.
Well, coaching does make the difference, but Vrabel was never coming here. He had his eyes set on the Patriots from day one, I believe.
No, he did, but now I'm hearing back rumors that he was interested in the Jets job. He liked the young talent, and he would have kept Aaron Rodgers on.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Patriots did a weird thing with the Rooney Rule, like that during that interview process. So I didn't agree with it at all. I think that's why Glenn didn't even sniff the Patriots. But I wanted to get a little bit of back information on you. Like, how did you get dragged into this hellhole of a team?
You want to hear the truth? In the late, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm in my early 50s.
Okay, so I'm in my mid 50s.
Okay, so
19.
So and how old are you?
38.
30. He's a young guy, but me and him grew up in the same generation. Yeah. So when I first was aware of football, when I was like 5-6 years old, when my older brother was watching it and my cousins were watching it, the Steelers were winning Super Bowls in the 70s. Late 70s, like 77, 76. And my older cousin, Rich, we were watching Dallas first versus the Steelers. And he's like, we're Steeler fans. We're going to root for the Steelers. Now, he meant in that game, but I took it as, we're Steeler fans. So I started rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matter of fact, in like 1981, my mother bought me like a Steelers hoodie, a winter jacket and woolen hat. And I'm like a Steelers fan. And then in 1982, my brother is like, what are you doing with that crap? We're not Steelers fans. We're Jets fans. I'm like, what? I thought I was a Steelers fan. He's like, no, we're Jets fans. So in 1982, at the age of 10, my older brother, who has an impression on you as your leader and the guy you look up to, we became. And that year was a strike year, but we went to the AFC Championship game and we lost the Mud Bowl to the Dolphins. But we were Jet fans, and then you had a few years of the sack exchange and us being very, very competitive. So it started in '82 from my brother, who is since they hired Adam Gase, which was right after Bowles. We fired Bowles, and they had a chance to hire Mike McCarthy and passed on him. My brother has left the Jets. He doesn't watch football anymore, and he's I'm not wasting my Sundays on the Jets. And he's just not a Jet fan anymore. He's totally done with football. He doesn't want to watch it. So he still breaks my chops relentlessly. He'll text me when they lose. LOL, you wasted 4 hours of your life. He'll text me. He'll know they lost, but he's still looking in on them, but he won't watch the games. So it was because of my brother, and it's been a long, suffering how many years is that? 40 something years. And I was a season ticket holder for 22 years.
Ooh.
Yeah. Were you a Shea's?
I wasn't Shea. I was from 1987 at Giant Stadium, which was a much better stadium than this piece of crap they play in now, to 2010. And then 2010, they built the new stadium and they asked us to pay. I had really good seats on the 20-yard line on the first level, and they asked us to pay the PSL. And my career was taking off. I was going to less and less games because I wasn't available on weekends. I was on the road somewhere. A lot of times, if I was working, sometimes in Indiana or Western Pennsylvania, whatever, I would just drive Sunday morning. I would just get up at like 3 a.m. and just drive to the stadium and go right to the tailgate party and be there at like 8 a.m. But
Wow.
Eventually it got to be too much. And now there's no better place to watch it than my couch.
There you go. That's where everyone should watch.
No line to the bar, no line to the bathroom. And when they lose, I could switch over to the next game.
That's exactly right. So that's actually a really great lead in, because you just mentioned your work. So like, why don't you let everybody know who's watching, whether live or in the future, a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living, and how that interacts. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a professional stand-up comedian and actor. I always say stand-up comedian first because that's where I started. In 1998, I started my comedy career, and I've been doing it 27 years now. I make my living doing it. I started out in the late 90s, and I moonlighted. You know what they say. I was working daytime and doing comedy at night. Excuse me. And then in about 2003, the end of 2003, right around this time of year, I had quit my day job to do comedy full time, and I never looked back. I've been doing it ever since, and I've since done parts on television shows as an actor. I did a part in Mall Cop 2 with Kevin James, who I've become friends with over the years. Long Island guy, Kevin James, and
Big Jet fan.
Yeah, and I had some nice moments on the road. I used to open for Joan Rivers, the comedian Joan Rivers, who passed away, for a couple of years. I opened for B.B. King. I was the first comedian to play the Paramount Theater in Huntington.
Yes.
And I opened for B.B. King, and it was a last minute thing. His opening band crapped out on him the night before, and they actually, somebody called me to come in and do the opening spot for BB, and it was great. Like, it was like 2,000 people. But yeah, so I've worked with Paul Reiser, and I worked with a lot of nice people in the business. But that's what I do now. Right now, I'm in the what they call the lap of luxury. I'm in the Poconos, the armpit of Pennsylvania, and got a show tonight at 9:30.
I saw your promo for the show in the Poconos, and I saw you hold back on the word armpit. You're like, I
was thinking
in the Poconos, like, he didn't say armpit, and I was like, oh, good. He's like, he's holding back. It's
the Poconos. It's what this is. It's America's Most Wanted on vacation. That's what it is. It's an adult resort. People come here for sex and drinking, and I've been very lucky I've been working this resort for quite a few years, and they're very, very nice. The audiences are very, very cool. They're just people that want to get away. Maybe they got, grandma and grandpa watching the kids for the weekend, or maybe they're, single and looking for love, or maybe they're empty nesters and they're coming out for the weekend. And the staff here is always very nice to me. And the audiences have been really, really good. Every once in a while you get a clunker out here in when it's a small crowd, because the nightclub is very big. But tonight the place is packed, and I'm expecting a fun show.
So I have to say, Chris, one of my favorite stand-ups that you had was when you were talking about once you get older, right? Like the fountain of youth. And you go into the whole skit about, you got to be in shape, and you're like, but I'm in a certain shape. And then you're talking about, I was trying to take a nap and my foot goes to sleep. And I bust out laughing because it's the truth.
That's old, man. You must saw that on YouTube. I got to put up some new clips, man. That bit's probably like 15 years ago.
But it hits, because I'm starting to get to that where I'm starting to get these weird aches that are hitting me out of nowhere. And I'm like,
wait, bro, you're 38. Wait 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what Snowball keeps telling me. He's
like, after like 45, you're gonna start getting pains in places you never thought. Like, you're like, I didn't use my left rib today. Why am I in pain over here? Like, it's just weird, man. And then you get I took a nap. I set my alarm for 7 o'clock so I could be ready for the show, but I got here at like 4 o'clock. Went right to sleep.
Yeah, my forearms hurt for some reason today. So I don't Christmas decorations. That'll do it.
Yeah, now I'm waking up with I'm thinking of, do I have neuropathy? Because like every once in a while my fingers go numb and my foot goes. I'm like, what's going on, man?
Mirror lives. I'm telling you, mirror lives. But very cool that you gave us a little background information about yourself and you coming into the Jet fandom. So what do you think? I mean, you have Aaron Glenn. Right. Oh, look, he loves poking at the right. All right.
What's that?
Pocono Palace. We're looking at the comments. Pocono Palace is his spot. So.
Oh, the Pocono Palace actually is closed now. That was one of the resorts I worked, but there was 3 resorts out here. There was Palace, there was Paradise Stream, which is where I'm at, and then there's Cove Haven Resort, which I'll be at tomorrow night, and there's Mount Airy Lodge, of course. They're not connected. Mount Airy is a separate property, but I do work Mount Airy Lodge as well. But Pocono Palace was sold. I think it's a rehabilitation and wellness center now.
Wow.
But I'm at Stream. But
if you want to catch Chris, look in the description of this video because all of his links are there. You can catch him on tour. You can see all of his.
Yeah, you just go to chrismontylive.com, and from there you can go to any of my social media pages by one click, and then the what my website has all my schedule on it for, and I know it gets updated frequently. Like this week, it'll be updated for all the dates coming in the new year. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate the plug.
Hey, Chris. So I have to say something really quickly. Snowball, you're gonna laugh about this. All right. Yeah. So you said that the Poconos, a lot of people go out there for sex and like drugs,
gambling,
et cetera, right? I don't know if you said drugs. I don't know why that popped in my head. But anyways, probably not. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm a drinker. I'm not a drug man. I like my cocktails.
Good. Well, that's where my parents went for their honeymoon.
Mine too.
And so now I'm over here thinking, holy crap, that makes so much sense because then my sister was born. I'm one of 5. Right. And
wow.
My mother, she had her last kid at the age of 40 something.
And that probably back in that time was like me and my wife got married late. So we had our kids. I got little kids right now. I'm an old dad. I got little, my wife's in her early 40s, but she's younger than I am. But yeah. So, but my mother's generation, yeah, you didn't have kids. My mother had all of her kids by 27.
Bless you.
Yeah. My dad.
And they honeymooned in the Poconos.
They kept having kids, and my mother had my last sister, Kaylee, that she's now going to be 15. And I have no idea. When I would take my mom to her doctor's appointments and whatnot, because I'm the oldest, right? I would get all these crazy looks, and then from the nurses and everything, and then my mother would be, that's my oldest son. He is not my husband.
Your mom's probably young though, right?
My dad's 55.
Your dad's our age.
Yeah. Yep. So they had.
Yeah. So your mom's young. She could be with a younger man.
I guess so. Yeah, man. But it's the most awkward.
But the Poconos, man.
Yeah, so
that's what you did though. My parents were married in the 60s, but that's what you did in the 60s. If you came from Long Island or you came from Brooklyn or Queens or the Bronx,
you would come out to the Poconos. He's going to catch up in a minute. We're hoping that he comes back.
And to poke the man, that's funny. It. As soon as he said that, I started having all these crazy flashbacks. Chris,
you're frozen, but you got him, right? You got him.
Yeah, we cut out for a second.
Back.
I'm back.
All right, you're back. We got you. That's a good opportunity to actually transition.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, what do you think about the season so far with the Jets?
Well, like I said, the disappointment is like I don't care about draft picks anymore. We made the trades. I like the trades. They're fine. You got to revamp the team. Glenn wants his guys in here. I understand that. There's games. I still want to win games. I sound like Joe Beningo. I still want to win games. I still want to watch winning football. There's no reason right now. I don't think that this team should not be at the worst. They should be is 5-5. But I think this team had an opportunity to be, 7-4 right now and give us a little hope. Even if we miss the playoffs, if we wind up going 7-10 or 8-9, just keep us alive till Thanksgiving. The fact that the season was over before September ended You know, I said to my buddy, who's my friend Mike out on Long Island, who's probably watching this, and if he's not watching live, he's going to watch this. He's a big Jets fan. We text through every game. I said to him, week 1, this is a very winnable game against the Steelers, and if we lose this game, we could easily go 0-4 to start the season. If we win the game, I felt like we can go 2-2 to start the season in the month of September. But we lost it. We went 0-7. I wasn't expecting 0-7, but the Tampa Bay game should have been won. The Pittsburgh game should have been won. So I was very frustrated. The beginning of the 0-7 start and everything, and how clueless the coaching staff looked. I understand Glenn is learning, but I'm tired of first-time coaches. Aren't you tired of first-time coaches? Like the reason, like I said before, Mike Vrabel is in your building. At the very least, Woody Johnson's got to lock the door and put a checkbook down and say, write what you want. I want you to run this organization. But Woody Johnson doesn't want an alpha male. You know, Glenn comes off like an alpha male when he's berating the media, but he's doing what Woody wants him to do. So he doesn't want Woody. If you notice, Woody does not hire that Parcells personality, that Belichick personality kind of guy, because he wants to be able to meddle. And that's the problem with the Jets, is the owner. And we all know that. But as far as the season goes, they play for him. They are playing better. They are cutting out the mistakes. So I guess we just got to grind it out. It's going to be a 3 or 4 or 5 win season. Get to the draft. Hopefully they can, do well in the draft, get a quarterback, and then get some free agents. But I don't want this to be a 3-year build. Like next year, this team needs to be a wild card team. Do you agree?
Johnny, what do you think?
I want to just look, Chris, if I'm being honest with you, I just want a winning season. Like, give me the winning season and then go from there at that point. That's what I want. I want to see.
Yeah, but by Thanksgiving next year, we got to be in the hunt. We got to be on that list of in the hunt. I don't want to see that, we're, 1-8 again. And I can't do it anymore, man.
So let me ask you this then, right? So with everything going on, are you on the train to get rid of Glenn, or do you still want to keep him?
No, we're keeping Glenn because they're not going to get rid of him.
Okay.
He's here. He's allowed to do whatever he's doing this year. He's rebuilding. I don't like the defensive coordinator, although the defense is playing a little bit better. I just think his style of, first of all, they almost play man coverage in every coverage, and they don't have the personnel for that. And that's why they get beat all the time on 3rd and 8s, because the zone. Salah was a much better defensive coach. And I didn't want to keep Salah, but I believed if we would have let Salah at least finish last season, there was a chance we could have went 10-7.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're riding with Glenn. Let them ride with Glenn. I'm going to give Aaron Glenn the end of next year. If we get to the middle of next year and they're still 1-7 start and they just look like they're inept still, then I'm going to be I'm going to be waving the flag to fire him. But I do see improvement, a little bit of improvement every week. The mistakes are down. The penalties are down. The defense is playing better. The offensive line looks very good, like it's going to be good. They're young, and they play hard. So let's keep Glenn and see what happens. I really want him to succeed because I loved him as a player. So I really want to see Glenn be the guy. I don't want to keep going through coaches. I want him to be here for the next 10 years. I want us to find that quarterback and just be one of them teams that makes the playoffs every year with a shot, to do it. So
you mentioned take a quarterback in the draft. Is that at any cost? Do you want to take the quarterback like round 1, trade up, use the picks that we got in the trades to get there, to get the guy?
We got to see where we are, right? I mean, right now we're 4th or 5th, probably, right?
Fourth.
We're 4th.
Yep, we're 4th.
Yeah. So we'll see when that happens. I mean, I don't think the Giants are going to win many games, so they might be ahead of us. The Browns, and you got the Titans, who may not win another game. They got 1 win, right? So they could be the number 1 pick. But they got a quarter. Didn't they just draft a quarterback?
They did. Cam Ward. That's right.
Yeah, they got Cam Ward, who's going to be probably decent. So they might be willing to trade with us. So we'll see. I mean, what's the kid's name? Mendoza?
Yeah, good guy.
He looks really good, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So that's the kind of guy, I think I want. If they can get him, I would trade whatever you got to trade, because you're not gonna have to trade all 3 picks for next year to get him.
No, but your opinion. Do you put the rookie in right away? Do you find a bridge? Because we know that Fields isn't the guy. And Tyrod Taylor won't be around. So what do? You bridge, right?
Yeah, this is Tyrod's last season on his contract, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So trial by
If
fire.
you can pick up a Mac Jones, if you can pick up who's the other guy out there? You know who's out there? I think that might be a backup that I wouldn't mind if he started for one more year. He was with us, Teddy Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
What's he doing now?
Teddy just started. Then I think I forgot what
Right.
team he's playing.
But the knock on Teddy is he's injury prone like Tyrod. But
correct.
I wouldn't mind a Teddy Bridgewater or a Mac Jones, just to give them the 2-year deal and then just be like, hey, the minute we pull the plug, you're just going to be the backup.
Would you take Gardner Minshew?
Maybe, yeah. Somebody with experience. I would take Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah. You know, Mariota might be available. So you take a guy that can guide the ship and be, you know, a winning quarterback to get us to, like I said, get us to Thanksgiving with a chance to be in the hunt, and we're having a winning season. Like I would say every year. I don't know how you guys look at it, but for the last 11 years, my buddy would call me. He's a big Eagles fan. He used to own a club I used to work, and we stayed good friends. And he calls me, "What do you think of the season? What do you think of the season?" And every year I say the same thing: just get me to like Christmas week with meaningful games, and it's a good year.
Yeah,
you know, and that's really a loser mentality. We shouldn't be thinking like that, but that's how we've been beaten down. That's why we think like that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever it takes to get the quarterback, Mendoza. If we got to trade one of next year's first rounds and one of this year's second round, I mean, we still got a lot of picks and there's holes to fill. But we look like we might have, you know, with Mechie, we might have a second receiver. We got the tight end that's good. Garrett Wilson is going to be on the team. I would definitely sign Breece Hall. I would not let him go. Don't say, oh, let him go, trade him. But, you know, I would never. I'm glad they didn't trade him. And now you got to sign him because he's a weapon, man. He can run, he can catch, and he can block. The guy's he's an offensive weapon. Right now, he's leading the offense. Why would you want to get rid of that guy? He's only 24 years old.
Another question. So we have Garrett Wilson, who's out, injured. Are you bringing him back in this year, or do you just sit him for the rest of the year?
I would just let him heal.
Yeah.
I mean, what would I, you know, unless by some miracle they rip off 5 in a row and they get to like 7 and 8 and they actually have a shot to get into 8 and 9 or whatever they are. What are they, 2 and 9 now?
Yeah, 2 and 9.
So they get to 7 and 9 or whatever, and they have a shot to get in with a losing record, which won't happen. But just to have that shot, like week 17, where if they win and 6 teams lose, even if they had that scenario, you go, oh, this is great, we have a shot, even though we know we don't have a shot. That's the only way I would let them play. If we had a winning game to get in or something like that.
Could you imagine that? And you know what?
Look at the schedule. It's not impossible
for the Jets, man.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
All three of us will be watching that last game for us to get in there and everything. And what's going to happen is that whole Braxton Berrios, where if we would have caught that ball against freaking the Vikings, right? We would have went into the playoffs. But
yeah, it's the Jets always jet. Like last week, they have a chance to make it a 3-point game, and Breece fumbles. And I know Breece is trying to make a play and go that extra yard, but just go down, man. You're on the 2-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah,
you know.
So
whatever, that's the Jets.
The comedy gigs, they allow you to watch, like you have the opportunity to watch the games. Or
for the most part, I mean, especially now that we suck, we're always on at 1 o'clock. So even if I got to work, yeah, we're on at 1 o'clock, which I don't mind the 1 o'clock game. And my wife likes it because then my football day ends at 4 o'clock, where it's like when they play at 4. I'd be like, oh, and I always watch the Giants too. I'm a Jets fan. I bleed green, because if you're in New York, both teams are on. And when they used to be on opposite each other, I'd always watch the Giant game. And if the Giants are like my appetizer, and I get ready for the Jet game if they're on the West Coast and they're playing at 4 o'clock or whatever. In the last 2 years, they've been terrible because every game was in prime time. Those games would hinder my watching them because I would have shows a lot of times, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, and I couldn't watch those games. So when we suck and we're on at 1 o'clock, I get to watch most of the games.
It's good that we suck, so you get to watch the games.
Yeah, but I'm aggravated. Like when we win, I'm still happy. It makes me smile. It makes me feel good. But you know, I have 2 rocks glasses that my a good friend of my family gave me. Her father bought them in 1969 when the Jets won the Super Bowl. They're the old white helmet logo. They're very, very 60s, early 70s looking. They're like roundish rock glasses. They're Jets glasses. And the only reason I drink out of them is when we win a game, I put a little something in it after the game and I drink out of that. And they're pristine because I don't get to drink out of them.
Very good. Listen, how much time do you have left? It's 8 o'clock.
I got
now.
as much time as you need me for. Will you tell me when you're done with me? Because I'm good. My show's not till 9:30, and I'm good. I'm on with you guys. To you don't want me anymore.
We spoke about a half an hour, so I was just trying to stick to the schedule.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Johnny, got any questions?
Yeah. So let's get into the Jets, right? What was that moment that made you say, man, I love this damn team? Like, this is the team that I'm going to root for the rest of my life, no matter what.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of great moments. As a kid, but all I can remember as a kid in the 80s was the heartbreak moments, I mean, because I remember the 86 playoff game against the Browns, Gaston's penalty, the games that we had won. I remember the Mud Bowl, the 5 interception Richard Todd game. Those have been burned in my brain. I remember that I was at the fake spike game with Dan Marino, because I was a season ticket holder then. And then when I was a season ticket holder, my brother, I had 4 seats, my brother and my friends, and they would check out once we were eliminated for the playoffs. So if we had a losing season, they wouldn't go. I always took people. I went to every game, no matter what the record was, back in them days. But I mean, there was some really, really fun moments. I love I'm a big Curtis Martin fan, so I loved the comeback against Tampa Bay, Al Groh's first year in 2000, when we played, and Keyshawn Johnson was on the Bucks, and we were down, I think, 17-6 most of the game, and in the fourth quarter we came back. The Monday Night Miracle, I was at that game. It was phenomenal. We partied till like 3 a.m. in the parking lot after that game. And it was weird because we were so confident. We were down whatever it was, 28-7 or something at one point, and we just held Miami. And I said to my brother and my friend, like, if we score here, it's we're down 2 scores. We can get back in this. And it was like, Jet fans don't talk like that now, but that's how we talk. And they scored. And all of a sudden it's 28-14, and they got a few stops, and it was an amazing game. Jumbo Elliott catching that ball in the end zone. That was amazing. I got to meet Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons walking to my seats. They were hanging out at I think it was the game where we had to win Sunday night against the Bengals to get in. That might have been Rex's first year, 2010 or 2009. So that was a cool moment. But there's a lot of great moments, but there's the heartaches outweigh the good moments. And now I'm too. Like I always say, that's it. Next year, I'm just going to throw my crap out, and I'm going to pick another team, and I'm just going to get jerseys and hats and root for that team. And every year I don't do it because it's like I'm in an abusive marriage.
That's what I say. Jets battered syndrome. That's exactly what it is.
And it's like, my brother's like, "What are you doing? Why are you still rooting for this team?" And I'm like, "You'll see when they win, you're going to come back."
It really is a sick addiction. Once you get hooked, it's it. It's over with.
I mean, all my kids, they're all Jet fans, all of them, each and every one of them. My son's first words that he learned how to spell was Jets, Jets. Like,
my 6-year-old, she does it with me.
It makes no sense. And I'm like, they kids could probably pull for somebody else.
You just fell in love with them at one point, and you just can't get out of it now. And it's like, all right, this is my team, so this is what we do. We lose, and I'm used to it. So as soon as, and you're all sitting there, right? When you're watching the game and we're up 24-17, or we're down 24-17, and we're driving, or we've got a beautiful 2-minute show going. You're all sitting there in your mind going, he's throwing an interception, or he's going to fumble it. And we all say that because we know it's coming.
Hey, you know what, Crystal? I blame the Monday Night Miracle game for the reason that I stay through every single game, because there's something in back of my mind that's constantly telling me we could come back. We're about to get ready to do like 3 onside kicks. We're getting the ball back, and we're going to score, and it's going to be game over, and we're going to win it. It's sickening. Like, it makes no sense.
It's a dream that you want to happen. And it's like, I think, energy is real. Like, what you think about constantly, it comes back to you in your life like that. I believe in that crap. And, when you got, 1 million Jet fans, or how many of us there are in the tri-state area, all thinking the negative thought about the team, that's what's showing back up to us. So we need to just maybe all meditate together and just think, oh, isn't it great? We beat the Falcons 31-14 this Sunday. Isn't that great, guys?
It's going to work.
Amazing. I would be.
Tyrod Taylor, 5 touchdowns. Brees Hall, 2 rushing touchdowns.
I'm writing it all down because that's going to be my FanDuel pick. Johnny, you stay until the end. Whenever I go to a game, listen, my son never got hooked, so he's not a Jet fan. He's not a football fan. Nothing. My daughter is a diehard, but I stayed till the end. Chris, when you were a season ticket holder, did you stay until the end of the games, or?
We always stayed to the end because we lived on Long Island. I lived in Queens, but middle central Queens, and we had a designated driver. My sister, we had 5 tickets at that point. In the last 10 years of my tickets, we had 5 seats. We had a killer tailgate before and after the game. So we always stayed. We had a friend that had a generator and a television. This is back in the day when you didn't need a Fire Stick, when you could just watch TV with rabbit ears. And he had a 26-inch television. We'd park next to him, and we'd watch the Giant game at 4:00 when our game ended. Win or lose, we'd fire the grills up. We'd keep drinking, having a good time. My sister would drive us all home, and we'd stay till about 6:30, 7:00, because if you're going back to Long Island, everybody knows it's 4 hours to get out of Giant Stadium and back on Long Island. So we'd let most of that traffic go, and we'd be home in an hour. We'd be home by 8:00.
Incredible. Instead of staying in the traffic.
Let me ask you.
I was also younger. I was your age. I was 38 years old. When now I'm in my 50s, I got friends who got tickets. And you want to go? You want to go? And I'm like, I do eventually want to go to a game again. But it's got to be September, October when the weather's not brutal, and they got to be like a winning team. And but I just may take my wife and kids and that kind of thing. But I enjoy watching it at home.
That's why you have to go to the first game of the season.
Let me ask you this, because you said you talked a little bit about Kevin James, right? So have you and Kevin ever talked about the Jets, and like what are those conversations
Kevin's a Jets fan.
like? Correct.
Yeah, he's a Jets fan. He's a Jets fan and a Mets fan. So when we do talk sports, I'm a Mets fan also. So we talk Jets and Mets a lot when we talk sports. And it's it's the same thing. It's always like, oh, bro, can you believe this? Why do we watch this crap? That's what we talk about.
I saw Kevin James at he was running the track. I'm a high school teacher, so he was running the track at my high school, and we had an open campus. But since then, we have closed campus, so nobody from the outside can run on the track anymore. But and then I saw him at church.
Big Catholic.
Yeah. So I don't see him at church anymore. I see his wife and I see his kid.
He's in Old Westbury.
Yeah, in that area. So
yeah,
but they go to the Latin Mass at a church where I used to go. But I saw him that first time. I wanted to walk up to, you praying for the Jets, But
yeah.
No,
he's cool. He's cool if you come up to him and keep it brief with him. He's like, he'll always talk to a fan. But you say you're a teacher. My wife's a teacher too. My wife teaches in Queens.
Okay, so yeah, I was like I said before the show, I taught at Floral Park Memorial, but I'm over in Roslyn now, so I teach there.
All right, cool.
It's nice.
God bless the teachers. Enjoy the next 2 days off.
Yeah, the days off are nice. Definitely need to recharge, on those
absolutely.
days.
My wife couldn't wait for this Thursday.
Yeah, the kids know it too. So they're flying off the wall.
So Chris, let me ask you, right? So the draft is gonna come pretty soon, and let's just say that we do not go quarterback. What position would you want? Like what position would you like to get filled up for the upcoming season with the first round picks that we have?
Is he frozen, or he's just thinking about it?
I think he's thinking about it. He's in deep.
I think he's thinking about it too.
Deep
thought. All right, take your time, Chris. That's okay.
Yeah, no worries, Chris. We got this.
He'll come back to us, I'm sure.
Snowball, I mean, what about you? Like, what's your thoughts?
If we don't go quarterback, which in all reality, we should definitely go quarterback. Like that, I don't care. We need a quarterback, and you should take one every year until you don't need one. But
hey, sorry about that. It's probably the Wi-Fi in the Poconos.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the air in the Pocono Mountains.
It's all that sex going on next door.
It's still people are watching stuff on their computers that they shouldn't be watching.
Draft. You were asking about the draft before I cut out.
Yes.
Yeah. So if let's just say we don't go quarterback, right? And we got a couple of first round picks that we have this year. What position are you wanting them to go with and fill them, or are you on the board to where we could trade back and maybe get some more compensation for those picks?
We could, but I mean, how long are we going to wait for the quarterback? This team's been waiting for a franchise quarterback forever. I think Mendoza looks like he fits the bill. We'll see what happens with that, but we definitely can use more offensive players. They're always going to draft defense because you got, Aaron Glenn is the head of the ship, but I wouldn't mind another big receiver to complement. I mean, because Mechie looks good, but and we got Mitchell, but you don't really know if they're going to be great. You want to if you can get another guy just as good as Garrett. I mean, I think we're pretty okay because remember we got Allen, a running back. He's hurt. I would keep, like I said, Brees. Maybe even another tight end if there's a tight end there that's as good as
how good does Mason Taylor look so far?
Tight end,
Mason Taylor looks pretty good. I think he could be a good player. If we get another guy like him with his ability to block and catch, that's what you want. Especially if they want to be a more ground and pound in certain games. But and then you might have to do something in the secondary on the defense. You're going to have to get some shutdown corners, man, and some shutdown safeties because they're kind of like a question mark right now. I like the Brownlee move, and Stevenson's been playing better as of late, but we need that next Revis. And Sauce was not him.
No, okay, so you have your opinions about Sauce Gardner. Why wasn't he him for you?
He's speed. He can run with the but he never intercepts the ball and he never tackles. He was a horrible tackler and he never picked guys off. So I just felt like he's a little I think he's a little overrated. I think he's good, but he's like a number 2. He's not even as good as Cromartie was, but he's like a Cromartie to Revis. He'll get better because he's young. If he's got the right defensive coaches, he should get better. And I'm surprised that Glenn let him go, knowing Glenn, that's his position. But if Glenn was willing to let him go for whatever, like make me a good deal and you can have him, I think Glenn sees something. I trust Glenn in that department to at least evaluate the talent of a cornerback.
That was a telltale sign. For me, that was a telltale sign that Glenn let him go. And he loves the kid he drafted, Thomas. That kid's got a lot of growing to do. He's learning, but he looks like he might be okay. Brownlee looks okay. And the other guy, what's his name? Stevenson or Stevens? Stevens.
That was a good one.
Stevens. He's playing better. He's not my favorite, but he's like a number 2. Like we need a number 1. Thomas may turn out to be that eventually, but if there's a guy sitting there that's a shutdown corner, I'm grabbing him.
Yeah. Definitely.
So let me ask you this, right? So Chris, with Muji and what he's doing so far, what's your thoughts on the current GM? Are you liking what you see from him, and
I am
you trusting on what the future picks are going to be?
I think he did good to start so far. I like his trades. I like his drafting. So I'm willing to give him, this next year, and we're really not going to know. Like he can have what we think is a great draft in April, and then we don't know until those guys play for a year or two to see if they got any real talent, if they're going to be able to transform into the NFL from college. But so far I like what he's doing, and I trust him. It comes from a good program, in Denver. So, and I didn't know I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know who the hell he was when we got him, but I know now his background and who he worked under, and that organization seems sound out in Denver. So I think he learned a lot. He knows what he's doing. And I know Glenn's trying to, be like Parcells and Campbell, but Glenn just needs to be Glenn. Like, stop trying to be those guys. Be yourself, and everything will fall into place.
Yeah. Every other word out of his mouth is, I spoke to this person, I spoke to that person, I spoke to this person. It's like, speak to yourself, speak to your team, forget about the outside.
It's always good to get advice from your mentors. And I know Parcells is his mentor, and that's great. But, Parcells is 83 and been out of the game for a long time now. And the game has passed him by. I think, because his style, you can't coach his style today. But yeah, just be yourself. And he's learning. So I'm willing to give him this year. I need to see significant changes next year, though, that he's learned everything, like 2-minute drill, clock management.
Yeah.
Right now the mistakes are getting cut down, and like I said, and the defense is playing better. But we'll see how the rest. Let's see how these last few games go.
What's your thoughts on Tanner, the offensive coordinator, and what he's doing with us?
I think there's times when I think he's got a good game plan and he puts him in a position to do well. But then there's times like last week when first of all we go for it on that 4th down when it was 4th and 2 or whatever, and we didn't get it, and he runs up the gut with Davis. I'm like, why is your best offensive player not in there? Why is Brees Hall on the sideline if you're going for it on 4th and 2? That to me, that didn't make any sense. So there's little moments like that where I scratch my head with him, but for the most part, I don't hate him. I think with what he has to work with, I think he's doing a decent job. I mean, the offense moves the ball. I think a lot of it was the ineptitude of Fields. If they would have went to Tyrod in that second half of that Denver game, we probably win that game, or at least we come very close to winning that game, where it's like we got the lead with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah. You can almost understand like Glenn's reasoning in the beginning of the season. He's a brand new guy. He's feeling out the position. He's trying to get things going. He doesn't exactly know what he's doing, but he's learning and they are trending in the right direction. You can see that they are making better decisions. Things are improving. So I agree with you 100%.
And they're playing for him. You can see they're playing for him. They're not coming out and like they did against Buffalo and just not showing up and getting their ass kicked from the first kickoff. They're playing hard and they're getting leads and they're taking leads into the second half. And they just they have to learn how to win, learn how to finish. And that's what Parcells, preached the first year in 97. This team, needs to learn how to finish games. And that's what they need to do now. They need to learn how to have that 3 to 7 point lead with 2 minutes to go and shut down that offense and take the ball back and be able to get first downs.
Yeah, Nav says a really good comment on here, and he states credit where it's due. Glenn has made more corrections and improvements in his last 6 weeks than Saleh did his entire tenure, and it's true. It's 100%. To be honest,
I agree with that, and that's why I'm willing to ride him out for the end till the end of next year. I think I see an improvement the second half of the season, so let's see where we finish. I still think we can win 5 or 6 games. Maybe we won't. It'll be better for the draft, but if we do, it keeps us excited for a few weeks. And like I said, we got the draft pick, so we can always trade up if we really want that Mendoza and we're really picking like 9th because of our record. We can always trade up.
So go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
So let me ask you this then, right? So Tanner, and this is for both of you guys that I'm asking this question. With Tanner and him potentially being the person that's going to coach up this new rookie quarterback, at what point this year do you say, let's bring in Brady Cook and let's see how Tanner does with a rookie quarterback right now in the season where we're at? I want to see that. A lot of people don't.
Well, you might see it because there's a chance, and I hope it doesn't happen, but Tyrod always gets hurt. So there's a chance he may get hurt again. If Tyrod gets hurt again in any of these next games, I don't want to see Fields again. We've seen that show. Then I would bring the kid in. But if we're, 3 and whatever, 3 and 12 the last week against Buffalo, bring the kid in for the last week. Buffalo might need that game to get in too,
I'm being honest with you. I want to see it now because I want to see what he does with a rookie quarterback, right? Can he go ahead and adapt to that kid and make the game plan for that? That right there for me is going to tell me what he could potentially do with any of the quarterbacks that are coming out next year or the year after, or whichever route they end up going.
I understand, but I don't know if he will because he's still trying to win.
Yeah. If there comes a point in time, I mean, it's difficult because that this kid Brady Cook is not getting reps with the ones, right? He's with the practice squad, he's with the the third stringers or whatever he's working with. So it's going to be difficult to get a good beat on whether Engstrand can like manipulate this rookie, not rookie, but like this undrafted kid. So
I'm just at the point though. It's a lost season, right? So why
Yeah.
not? Why not let's just rip the Band-Aid and let's truly see what Tanner is. Because if I'm being honest with you, if I'm being honest with you guys, look, I love Tyrod. You guys know I love Tyrod. He's a 757 Virginia kid over here. He is doing a lot of things right now within the community itself. That's why I truly believe he's going to retire this year, and I think he's going to be doing something for Hampton University itself. But them balls that he was throwing, that he was trying to throw deep, right, dude, they were up there forever, and I was like, I don't think he has the arm anymore. Like how he used to be
He's
able
also
to
not been playing in a lot, that could be it too. It could be rust. But I agree with you. Like what I was saying before I cut out is I don't want to see them bring the kid in now, because as much as they know they're rebuilding this thing, Glenn doesn't want to lose that locker room this early right now, because he's still telling them, hey, we can win. We're building a winning culture. These games are important. We got to compete every week. We can beat these teams. And if he just throws Tyrod to the sidelines and brings the kid in, it might just tell the locker room, all right, we're giving up. And I don't think he wants that mentality. He wants them to fight to that last game, the last minute, that last game in Buffalo. He wants them to show up and be professional and have the mindset of winning and go into next year with a win under their belt, a little bit of a win streak, whatever it is. So I wouldn't mind seeing them. Listen, I wouldn't mind, like I told you guys, I wouldn't mind seeing them win out and surprise all of us and go 8-9 and go. That's something to build on for next year. Now we're going to draft, and now we're going to sign some free agents. So I think he wants to build that mentality, because Parcells never really tanked. He wasn't a tank coach. I don't think it's in Glenn's mindset to tank, especially former players, man. They don't really tank. Athletes want to win every week. They don't want to go out there and lose. Why do you think Quinn Williams wanted out? He's like, I'm sick of losing. Just get me out of here.
Look at him now.
Look at him over
he's
there
an
now.
animal.
Oh,
look at the Cowboys. They want to run now.
Yeah.
It's not all because of him, but the defense is playing better down in Dallas. And you know what? The way the Eagles look right now, Dallas can sneak up.
Yep, definitely. Now, playing devil's advocate, if we bring in a bridge quarterback next year, and then we draft a quarterback in the draft, say, by like week 6, week 7, that's a school thing, 6, 7. Anyway,
6, 7. That's my kids. It's so annoying.
If we bring in by week 6 or 7 the rookie quarterback, and they don't have a great season, are you still holding on to Glenn? Now, you said you would get rid of Glenn by the end of year 2.
I mean, that's a different circumstance. If it's because the quarterback play is he's throwing interceptions because he's whatever. Mendoza sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Again, he's playing against college level peers, but still, when I heard that interview with him, and he knows how to read coverages and he knows what they're doing, and I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. We hope, if we get him. But if we're bringing the quarterback in week 7, it means we might be 2-5. Right. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, all right, I don't mind a bridge quarterback, but with the mindset of the kid's going to learn from him. He's the future, but we're still trying to make the playoffs this year. That's what I want the mindset to be.
Yeah.
Because
I think that might be Glenn's attitude towards next year. Like, that's going to buy him time. Like, if he drafts a quarterback, that's his ticket to like an extension,
what is the contract? 3 years or 4 years?
I think
5 for Glenn.
But he's staying for at least this year and next year. They'd have to really shit the bed for Woody to fire him next year. One of those, like I said, burn your ticket, let the stadium be empty. If they're so inept next year that they're bringing a rookie quarterback in week 6 or 7, then something went really wrong, and the fans aren't going to stand for it, and Woody might have to make a move. But I don't know. I think you can get a bridge quarterback, like a Mac Jones or a Mariota or somebody like that can steer the ship while the kid learns a little bit. And then, if you're 7-8, or 6-8, and you're out of the playoff hunt, but you had a decent little season there. The last couple of weeks, you bring the kid in and you let him play, and then you go into 2027 with him being the starter. But that's a good problem to have. we'd get to the end of the year with still having a shot to get in. That's what I'm looking for. So that's the problem with rebuilding. I mean, come on, guys. As I tell my friends, well, hey, be patient. We're only in year 11 of the rebuild. It takes time.
So who could be that? Who could be our Vinny Testaverde, right? The Franklin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what are they going to do with Fields. They just cut him and eat the money.
I think so.
If they do before June 1st, they save 10 mil or something like that.
I would do it. I would do it as soon as the season ends.
Yeah, just cut.
He doesn't want to. He
doesn't want to be here.
I don't think he wants to. I don't think he's 100% into playing.
No,
I think he's like 90% into playing.
I was a Justin Fields fan. Like, I'm a big Justin Fields
I got
fan.
excited when we got him too. I thought he was going to have the turnaround. And then week 1, he looked fantastic. And then he turned into Justin Fields.
But just to be able to go ahead and just see what, like, those interviews that he has, he's just like,
yeah, he's a shell of himself.
He's like, it is what it is. And I'm like, come on, man. And I forgot who. It might have been, I don't know. It might have been Jake, but when he was like, you see Garrett Wilson going up to his quarterback and having to like get him, like, dude, get in this game, like, bro, like, come on, that's telling, man. And
that's why you had to go to Tyrod, because you're going to lose the locker room then, because the players are going to be like, yo, we need a competent guy, and Tyrod's a great locker room guy.
He is. He truly is. Man, this is tough to be able.
That's why I want to see him win. I want to see them rattle off like 3 in a row here. Let Tyrod get some wins, go out on a high note. Get 6, 7, 8 wins if you could. That's a miracle. But win. Let's get a winning streak again. Let's win. And let's win. What do we got? We got the Falcons and then the Saints.
Yeah.
Let's win the next 2 and get ourselves excited again. As crappy as they are, let's win the next 2, and then go. All right, now we're 4-9. Let's go out on a high note. Maybe we can knock off the Bills and knock them out of the playoffs. If it comes down to the Bills needing that game to get in, how great would that be to knock them out?
And Brady Cook does it.
That'd be fine with me.
That'd be amazing.
Then we know, hey, maybe we got the backup for next year. We don't got to worry about paying Tyrod. We can cut Fields and let Brady Cook be the backup. Hire he could, or third string, draft Mendoza and get a Mac Jones or Mariota or whoever else is out there that can, like I said, steer the ship and teach the kid.
What the hell happened to the Bills, man? Holy cow. They were flying.
I didn't think they were that good coming into the season. I thought their roster was a little bit light from what they were. And I think the coach is at the end of his. I think when they miss the playoffs or they get knocked out in the first round, I think they're going to fire that coach.
Yeah, probably. They'll probably get rid of him. What was the thing you threw up on the screen?
So, Chris, there was some reports that was coming out that Gino, right, and this is from one of the viewers here, a good friend of the show, Knob. Gino was actually getting fake play calls from Chip Kelly all year, and he still managed to play a lot more of a complete game than Fields. And I bring up Gino because Gino's a Jet, right? So like it's one of those where it's like I was happy to see him.
I'm happy to see Sam Darnold tearing it up. Exactly. I love Sam Darnold.
Same here. So, but how crazy is that Geno Smith was getting these fake play calls from Chip Kelly?
Well, that's why Chip Kelly's fired. And Pete Carroll's got his hands full because that is it. You think our ship is a sunken ship that they're trying to bring back to the surface? The Raiders are going to be shitty for longer than we will.
So that's why I was talking about a few weeks ago about Max Crosby. Would you swing at that guy? Like, what would it take if you have to give up a 1 for a player like that?
I mean, we got the 1s right now, right? We got 2 this year and 3 next year, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a nice player,
But he just
would I want to give up a 1 for him? I don't know about a 1, maybe a 2.
Yeah. He just signed a contract with them. So like I don't he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and Carroll's trying to turn that thing around and win, so he needs winners. And that guy's a winner.
Yeah, he needs that guy. That guy's a defense unto himself. So
yeah,
he's like another.
We need a one-man wrecking machine. I thought Will McDonald was going to be that guy, but he's kind of like 1 week he's all over the field, the next week you don't hear his name called.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Jermaine. If I'm being honest with you, like Jermaine plays with that fire, man, constantly.
I like Jermaine. I love him a lot. I'm glad that we kept him too.
Yeah. So it'll be intriguing to see if like what players they're going to extend this upcoming offseason. Let me ask you this. We're talking about with extensions. What's your thoughts on AVT? Do you want to bring him back maybe as a death piece, right? Or you want him gone?
He's under contract or he's a free agent?
He's free agent after
He's
this
a free
year.
agent after this.
They're probably going to let him go because he's just been nothing but injury prone. I know he's got so much potential and he's so talented, and I loved him.
But that's it. I think that's it. That's it. He's talented, Johnny. He's just talented.
100%.
100%. We'll wait for him to come back. His internet pops in and pops out. I think he has like.
Look, I'm
Ricky
out
New
to
York
say
and-
this, Snowball. I think the last game for me did it for me for the season, man. Like
Yeah,
it broke
against the
me.
Ravens.
It
That
broke
one?
me. Yeah, man. It
Yeah.
did, because you still had the chance to potentially do something, and it's like
You know that you're going to see a game on Sunday where the Jets will win against the Falcons. You know it's good because everyone's on their way out, and then they're going to get sucked back in. Like they're going to have like 3 turnovers. It's like, oh, this is the beginning of something good happening for the Jets, and we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Kirk Cousins is in. Maybe he gives us a couple of interceptions. Who knows? Maybe some balls get swatted out of his hands. You never know. With this team, it is a serious roller coaster ride every single week. So, all right.
Sorry.
You
make fun of the Poconos and karma gets you. The Poconos get you back with their Wi-Fi.
Super hard. Look, I would bring AVT back as a death piece. As a
If you can get him for the right price as a guy to come in, yeah, I definitely would. I think he's talented, and you can never have enough good offensive linemen. I mean, that's right now. It looks like we have the makings of a decent young offensive line. Not 100% sold on the center right now, especially after we lose. We lost Nick a couple weeks ago, who's one of the greatest of all time. But yeah, I definitely would if we can get him for the right deal. That doesn't affect the cap or the guys that we really need, I would definitely bring him back because I love him. It's just that, it's like Joe Burrow. Everybody's like, oh, Joe Burrow. The Jets might try to get him. There's certain guys talking. I'm like, Cincinnati's not letting him go. But, Joe Burrow needs a steel wall in front of him to stay healthy.
So I'm going to ask you that then, Chris. So let's get into the conversation with Joe Burrow. I
would take I give up anything for Joe Burrow.
That's it. That's the answer.
Come on, man.
You see him yesterday?
You listen. You give up anything you have to for Joe Burrow, and you just keep drafting offensive linemen and wide receivers, and you keep Reese, and you keep and then boom, and then you let Glenn tinker with his defense, and you're right there because Joe Burrow, if he's protected, is great.
Did you see him yesterday play?
Yeah, I watched all 3 games yesterday.
Dude, that's what you want from an NFL player. Like,
and they're still on the mix. They can go on a run now.
Yeah, like in him, dude. Every time he got hit yesterday, I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is it. Like, dude's gonna be done again, all over again." He would get back up, and the grit that he plays, and I'm like, why the hell would you not want this type of quarterback to lead your offense? Like, I would love to have a player like that. I understand the injuries. If Armand is watching, Armand is probably flipping up the chairs, flipping desk over because he does not want Joe Burrow whatsoever.
But they're not getting rid of him. No, you can't get rid of that.
They're not.
But hopefully we could find that in our whether it's Mendoza or Simpson or whoever we get. I think they definitely know no matter what, they're going to draft a quarterback because you got 2 years to get it right.
Yeah.
I hope they get a safety at some point. I would love
They will. They're definitely going to draft. The 2nd and 3rd rounds and everything late is all going to be defense with Muji because Glenn is going to have his fingerprints all over those guys. And you can find good guys late in those positions.
And they have
a couple of linebackers too. Linebacker is
that's why I say draft position is really overrated. It's the most overrated thing in the draft because that's why I don't want win games, man. Go win. Let's win 7-8 games and just have a fun rest of the season. Because you look at all these guys. Look at Shedeur Sanders. What was he drafted in the 5th or 6th round? I guarantee you they are going to be in that game on Sunday to the end against the 49ers. Guarantee you, and he's going to play great.
We'll have to see. Love to see how that goes about.
Chris, man, it's awesome having you on here because you're getting me hyped up again for the season. Like, like I was telling Snowball, I mean, last week's game for me against the Ravens, because I was like, we're the better team. Like you could see it.
They're more talented fully roster-wise, but we played them tooth and nail. And like I said, we just shoot ourselves in the foot.
Sure.
And that's what you got to cut out, the fumbles, the turnover, and we don't take the ball away. We need to start taking the ball away, and these Jets will win games. The special teams won a game for us a couple weeks ago, and if the Jets can get an interception or two or a pick six in a game, which never happens, this is going to be the worst defensive takeaway in the history of football. The worst was 8, and we're at 1.
Right.
Holy crap.
0 interceptions. So if the defense can take the ball away, and they're not going to take it away playing this style of defense, like I said, the man cover, they got to play a little more zone where your guy can step in front of a guy on a read. But anyway, that's what's got to happen, and this team can win some games because you got to all 3 phases have to contribute to really be a good team. And our special teams is really good. I like the coach. I like what they do. The offense looks like it's shaping up. And that's without our number 1 guy right now, wide receiver. When he comes back, they're going to be a little bit better. And it's just the defense has to tighten up and take the ball away.
Yeah,
100%.
So
true words have never been spoken. Listen, it has been a pleasure having you on.
It's been a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we had a great time with you. We know that you have a show in a matter of minutes.
Less than an hour.
Right, less than an hour. So please prepare. Well, we, as they say in the show business, break a leg, right? So
break a leg.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
All right,
Hey,
gentlemen. I wish you a wonderful holiday season, and hopefully I'll come back on again whenever you guys want to have me. Maybe we could do a little draft time show or something. But I love watching you guys, and I'm a big fan, and I will definitely promote you to all my Jet fan friends.
Thanks
Chris,
so much.
we appreciate you,
Chris,
man.
I'll catch you when you come back on the island. I'll
let you know when I'm going to be around. I'll get you and your wife tickets to my show.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
When you're in Newport News.
I will, man. I'll hit you up.
Chris, it was a pleasure, man.
Message me on TikTok and give me your guys cells, and I'll give you my cell, and then we get this text.
All right. Very good.
Oh,
all right.
Even better.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Chris.
All right, fellas. Take care. Happy holidays.
All right. Happy holidays. Thanks. All right. And here we are.
Dude, Chris knows his ball, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Good get, man. He's a great guest. And he knows everything. He's
Dude,
like diehard.
He's funny as shit, man. If you guys want, that's why I'm like, when he was like, oh, that's my old stuff. I'm like, his old stuff is hitting so much right now. That's hilarious. So funny, man. But
if you have been watching and you haven't hit the like yet, please do. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. We're a year and change in the business here, and we're trying to get there. So help us out. Hit the subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe to the channel as well. 2 of the hardest working 1 day a week Jet YouTube guys that you'll ever find. Yeah, I agree. For a bunch of people in the chat, I saw some comments. This is our this is our premiere show where we are broadcasting in 2 formats. So we are in computer format and cell phone format. So if you're on your computer and you have clicked on the link for the cell phone format, you will see the screen to be very, very tiny. So make sure that you click out and go back to the other link that we have for the show in computer format. I saw Mike D's nuts he's like, why is the screen so small?
And if I'm being 100% honest with you, I have no idea what Snowball's talking about. So
Yeah, I saw it as an option in StreamYard, and I was like, oh, you know what? I know a lot of people watch on their phones, so like, why don't we broadcast in vertical format as well? So I don't know what that looks like. I'm actually gonna, if we disappear, we'll be right back. But I'm just gonna press one button, and sometimes with this computer, that does it for me. So I'm scared too. But 3, 2, 1. Okay, are we still there? We're still there. Oh, I can see it in. Yeah, you know what? Like it's weird in vertical format. It's strange. Like we're really big on the screen. So that's what she said. But yes. Anyway, I got rid of it. So I don't want to. Johnny's looking at himself. Listen, do you want to take some people in?
Let's take some calls. It'll be cool. to get everybody. First and foremost, I want to say happy Thanksgiving again to everybody. We appreciate this community a lot. We're just a couple guys that are fanatics of this New York Jets team and love talking about them and enjoy coming on here on a Friday night after working all week and being able to just, talk a little bit about the Jets itself. But I gotta admit, Snowball, dude, that Ravens game, it took it out of me, bro. It took the wind underneath my sails, as they say. And that's why I'm like, fucking just put him in. Just put in Brady Cook. I want to see what Tanner can really do when evaluating a rookie quarterback. Because if we are going to get a quarterback that's going to be a rookie next year, dude, we have one right now. And he's not doing something, right? He ain't doing shit. So, but then Chris made a good point, though. He's like, but it's about the locker room. What if so we bring that in and you're trying to build off of potentially being able to win itself and get that culture that they're trying to build.
Right.
But I just don't. For what?
I had to comment in the chat to get the comment to move up so I could pin it. So listen. Oh, I know. Here comes trouble, man. We got to see your camera though, Tony. You got to turn it on. So make sure we can see. If you're in the dark, turn a light on. All I see is black.
All I see is white.
We got the Alexio package. All you see is white?
I do.
Maybe he's in the snow. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. All right. You want to bring him in?
Yeah. TA,
right.
What's going on,
brother?
You guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Thanks for having me back on Hollywood there. Oh, jeez.
Tony, I'm kidding.
We got you.
It's a running joke with me. It's a running joke with me.
Okay. I don't know all the technical stuff. Yeah.
No, you're good.
But
you're good.
You guys, we should all be excited what happened. Like, how in the game they flip a coin, heads or tails? Well, this coin's going to be positive and negative. Got to start off with the positives. I mean, they we have something there with we saw life in these receivers here. Mechie, we saw, and we saw again, the guy Briggs on defensive line there. Unbelievable. These guys, I heard that their contracts are up, but I hope they're keepers. I hope they re-sign them. They're playmakers.
Well, TA, so let me tell you this, because last week we had you on, right? And I was telling you that I'm one of the guys that is not wanting to fire Wilkes, right? Because again, a lot of these players were not Wilkes, Glenn's guys, right? But now you're seeing the younger guys, the free agents that they brought in, and you're seeing what they're doing. I mean, I think it's really good on these last two, especially against the Ravens and how we held them in check, right? Was good. So has your mind changed on freaking on Wilkes, or do you still want to get rid of him?
I think we could upgrade that. I mean, I don't dislike him like I did Hackett last year, but
Is it us? People just freeze on us. Maybe it's our personalities, Johnny.
Do the hustle.
Back when they're covering, and they I think they can get more picks, and that's one of the reasons. If you watch when I was watching the game, I didn't see the cornerbacks looking back at the ball. They're looking at the receiver to block, and they're okay, the cornerbacks, but they should be trying to see if the ball's coming so they can make a play on it.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, it's all the philosophy.
I think we can upgrade. I'll just leave it at that. I think there should be a better. If I don't see enough from them to. I mean, Aaron Gallen's probably going to keep him anyway, so it's out of our hands anyways. It's up to him.
Well, if he's the only thing holding this team back, Tony, I think Aaron Glenn could make that move, and get rid of his buddy Wilkes. There's a reason why. We lost Tony. He's in the spin zone. I think Will McDonald got him.
We'll bring him back. We'll bring him back if need
All right.
be. Hey, Tony, if you can hear us, you're cutting in and out. So
call back in.
Call back in.
Yeah, there he is. We're gonna get rid of this one, and then we'll see if he can come back in. Yeah, Wilkes. I'm not sold on Wilkes yet.
Oh, hello,
Tony. You good now? Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
no, we can't.
Yeah, to me right now, Wilkes isn't really too much of an important thing to whine about, because there's just too many positives I've seen. I mean, like I'm even going deeper in the positivity because remember how a few weeks ago the trade. I was one of them. I thought that they were going to trade Brees Hall for a third.
Mm-hmm.
And Muji refused to let him go. He was offered a fourth. He said, no, that shows guts. He's not negotiating. He's holding to what he wants. If he doesn't get what he wants, he won't.
Oh, Tony's got some bad connections. All right. Tony, call back in. Go inside.
I don't know, man. I like what I'm seeing from the defense. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a stat that the defense these last 2 weeks were ranked numero uno.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what's going on, but I like what I'm seeing. I like it. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We definitely do need that. So
right. We're doing better.
Tony.
Yeah.
Hey, you keep cutting in and out, and it's breaking up on you. You're good right now.
Oh, okay. All right. But did you hear my last point about the not trading Brees Hall?
Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah, I mean, I like the way Muji held on to his guns and wouldn't trade him unless it was a third. So whatever we go with the off season, I guess he's going to resign him, which. The kid was trying to make plays for us. He was trying to carry the team into the end zone, but unfortunately he fumbled. But he's playing with all his heart, which he should be resigned, I believe. But I just like the foundation that seems to be being built. I think Muji is the one building the foundation. Like your other guest, Chris was great. I don't know. I believe Glenn's going to be it, but I don't know if he's building the foundation like he is.
I think it's a tandem, Tony. If I'm being honest with you, I think that they really do work together really well, and it's not being talked about enough. The media itself, tries to paint a picture that it's Glenn's way or the highway, and I don't think it's that. I really believe that they're working together really well and being able to see, does this player potentially fit Aaron Glenn's coaching and the style, the culture that they're trying to build, et cetera, et cetera. Like I've told you before, Tony, I am not on the train to get rid of Glenn. I'm not on the train to get rid of Wilkes. I don't want to get rid of a Tanner or anything like that. Now, they got to win. It's as simple as that. Give me some more W's and all that so I could get that stench off from last week because, dude, that game killed me, man, because I'm like, we should have won, so, but I don't know.
Yeah. We had a lead going into halftime. So that was very interesting to get a lead into halftime. History is being made, though, with this team. So
but not good.
But no, actually pretty good. So when you look at the offensive line, since week 1, they've been I'm knocking on wood. They've been together, right? Like
they have.
We haven't seen this in the recent past. So it's actually pretty cool. I see a lot of people coming in now. So listen, hit the like button if you're just coming in. And please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And I mean, Jojo does make a good point. Yeah, he's right. I mean, he is hurt on there.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
Afrom.
he is not
What's up?
the usual Lamar Jackson.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So,
That's
hey,
good.
and there he is.
Yep.
Okay, if I
Tony.
cut out again, I don't want to interrupt the show. Just let me float away and I'll watch, all right? Because I've been cutting in and out. But
All right.
I just want to make that one point on the fourth down. Glenn is reckless gambling technique. He has to change that. He's done it all year long. Reckless gambling. They gave them position. The defense was playing well against them, but he gave the opportunity for the Ravens offense to unleash in their own 40s, whatever, 42-yard line, and then they took advantage. I mean, he turned the game over by gambling. He should have punted. These fourth downs, unless it's a calculated risk, I mean, calculated, not reckless. That's my issue with Glenn's decision making. Even though we went into the halftime with the lead, it didn't matter. You gave the opportunity for the other team to get points, and is this insane?
Yeah, and not to have Brees Hall on the field when you do it is another offense, basically. But they're feeling things out. I think he's trying things. He's trying to figure out what they're capable of doing. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for the rest of the season, and then when they can draft their own guys, and let's see what they can do. But I agree with you, Tony. It was a little reckless to go 4th and 2 in your own territory.
And then the other point on the offensive side now with Engstrom, because he was in handcuffs, like I told you last week. Why is he playing conservative? They're putting 9 in the box. Stop running the ball. You got to open it up, short passes, whatever you got to do. It's like playing chess. You got to make, you got to have game plans. You got to change it up. You got to take what they're throwing at you and make something happen. And he wasn't doing it. And he was conservative, but then the beauty of it was just seeing our receivers, Mechie. That was, to me, the turning point in the game for the Jets. Just seeing somebody else catch the ball, and the Lightning, running. I mean, that was, even though we're the only fan base that can celebrate the Jets losing, besides those that won Tankathon. I mean, it was a real celebration seeing them play with heart the way they did. Even though we lost and all, but it was good to see the players want to play, and that's under Glenn's coaching too, which so he's doing some things right. He has to make it full circle.
Murphy.
Okay.
100%, Tony. I mean, you're completely right. I just want to win, man. If I'm being honest, I like what I see in AD Mitchell. Right, when he catches the ball, he is explosive. That one play when he did that spin, he spun so fast that you guys not see. He almost came out of his shoes because he spun that fast. That switch is there with that type of player, man. So very, very excited to see that. Afram, what's going on, man?
Afram?
How are you, my good sir? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, no, another weekend coming up, and see what happens against the Falcons. But yeah, no, the Ravens game was interesting. I think sometimes I think he just tries to see. Okay, I got a scenario here. Let me see how this team responds. And I'm going to go for it on 4th down, no matter where it is. Mm-hmm. Or let me see if we can punch it in. Let's see what kind of intestinal fortitude this team has. Because he knows the season's over. Let me see what let's see what we can do in this situation. Let's see how they respond.
That's what I'm thinking they're doing. They have like a magic 8 ball. They shake it, and they're like, "All right, go for it on 4th and 2. No problem. Let's
put them in a situation that they might have down the road, and to see how they respond. You got to use it. I think he's testing. It's
he's testing the limits of the team.
More or less, it's like a training camp in a sense sometimes,
right?
Let's try this and see what this happens.
You've got nothing to lose. You're 2-9 now.
They picked up some good talent. I agree with you with Mitchell. Mm-hmm. I think he can become number 2.
Easy.
Mechie would be good for the slot.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Perfect X. He's the perfect X receiver.
Yeah.
Super big, tall, and he's just crazy fast, man. Like they really have some good players in place right now, and that's why I want to see what Tanner could do with Brady Cook right now. And I'm like, why not? The season is done. Like,
and
just
it's so tempting, Johnny. It's so tempting. I know that people want to sit Garrett Wilson, but it's so tempting to see what the offense would look like with Mechie, Mitchell, and Wilson all playing at the same time. Like you just want to taste. Like you want to just, that if you left it up to Garrett Wilson, he would say that he would want to play because he's a competitor, he's an animal, and he's an athlete, and he wants to play. So that you can't leave it up to Garrett Wilson to make the decision whether or not he plays. Like that has to be doctors, that has to be coaching. Like they have to make the final decision because he will wreck himself if you allow him to go back in. He will go full bore, and he stands a chance of. He's got the money now, so he's just like, okay, let's go, let's play. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, how long is he out supposedly?
2 more games, I think. 2 more games. 2 more weeks, because he's on IR. So I believe it's 2 more weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I just, again, let me see what kind of offensive coordinator Tanner truly is with the rookie guy, and put him in there, and let's see what we have. I mean, shit, it can't be any worse than Justin Fields.
No, but you probably end up seeing him maybe the last 3 games, if at best, because he's still got to put a quarterback in there,
Yeah, and Fields is still practicing, right?
Exactly.
Is he splitting reps?
He's still your number 2
with Tyrod. Right?
Yeah, we don't know. They haven't actually announced that. They haven't announced that Fields is number 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys caught that, but they haven't announced that Fields is number 2 yet. He did it the week before, and he announced it. It hasn't been announced yet, so it'll be intriguing.
Very.
To see that.
Telling. Very telling.
Exactly.
Cook is 2 then? Could you imagine what the fan base is going to be like if they see Cook as number 2?
Yeah, they're going to root for Tyrod to get hurt.
Yeah, so come on, let's see the
That's
kid.
what they're going to root for.
Throw him in. Armand's probably jumping up and down right now.
Is Brady Cook active? He's on the.
We don't know.
Nobody knows yet. They haven't put it out. They haven't put it out yet. So I don't know. I mean, again, what do you have to lose at this point? Like, what do you have to lose at this point? The season's done. Like,
yeah. You know what? You have a rookie. You have a guy who could throw some hospital balls to some receivers. Yeah, you never know. So,
I mean, Tyrod was doing that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Some place
he was. How the team responds with him.
Correct. Right. That's exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. If we're getting a quarterback next year, right? Because it seems like that's what everybody wants. Well, right, is a quarterback, of course, which I understand it. You want to see that your offensive coordinator can coach up this rookie quarterback that's going to be coming and potentially be the franchise quarterback for the New York Jets. It's not easy, and if he could do with Brady Cook, I don't know, like we keep talking about, we want a bridge. Well, what if the bridge ends up being the Brady Cook and he's able to run the damn offense the way it's supposed to be ran, and it goes from there? But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why for me, I wanted to win last week. I wanted to win. I wanted us to have a winning season, and then from there, whatever happens. But then you get Chris Monty, and he's like, dude, what if they could potentially, get in there, win out, and then we're talking about getting into the play. Could you imagine? So now,
John, you're easy prey, man.
I am, dude. Like, that's how much I freaking love this damn team.
I do too, but you got to be realistic too.
Yeah, I mean, Afram, you are, but could you imagine though?
I'm all in favor. I'm all in
Holy
favor of Aaron Glenn taking all the risks he wants.
All four of us will be watching if the New York Jets made the wild card with the losing record. We'll be all there talking about Super Bowl, baby. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
That's all
Johnny
you
boy, that'd be nice training wheels for Engstrom and Cook. You know, get them both, get him practicing with the rookie and get the rookie practicing with him. It's a win-win situation.
Exactly.
If the game is out of reach, I have no qualms with putting the kid in. If the Jets win 6 games this year, will Afram put a picture of Snowball and Johnny on his wall? Deal, and we'll take it. I'll print the picture and I'll mail it to you.
Hell yeah! Hey, do we send them the one that is like super hot? But Tony, we're getting another caller coming in. Really
Okay,
quickly.
take care now.
Any last thoughts about the game this upcoming weekend? What do you want to see?
I'd like to see what you want to see. I would like to see Brady Cook get a shot. Why not? You know,
Hell yeah.
You know, but that's, and just see the offense moving. It's so good to see what we have now from last week. We saw these guys unleashed. Mechie. Want to see Mitchell get some. See more of him. See what's, but Mechie really provided good. So I was happy with that. All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
TA, thank you for coming on, and hope you had a good Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
See you.
And with that being said,
put him in.
We got
put him in, Coach.
El Macho. Macho, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Macho?
What's up, guys? How was Thanksgiving?
Look at that. What are you at a casino?
No,
he had a Thanksgiving.
He's up in the trap. He I see him. He's up there ready.
Nah, I was just shopping.
Guys, can I step out and come back in? I got to take care of something.
Yeah, no, I'll put you in the back.
You have to stay here. Afram, where are you going?
Hey, so Macho, thank you so much for coming on, man. Of course. So I went on your show when you had it, and I was talking about the potential of us to win against the Ravens, because I was like, yo, we're gonna win, right? But we didn't. What was your thoughts on the game, and what did you see in that game that you were like, man, they're building something here?
I love seeing the wide receivers getting active. I like them getting some shots. I think with Tyrod Taylor, we have a better opportunity to at least get a better look at these wide receivers and how they could potentially fit in the offense. I don't know if this is going to be the same exact offense that we're going to be running next year, because obviously we're going to be kind of cater it around whatever quarterback we're determining to be our either bridge or future quarterback. So at least we can get an understanding of how these wide receivers are going to fit into the future. I like what I saw with Menchie. I think AD still has some potential. He hasn't been able to show his full potential yet. But as long as we have someone like Tyrod still throwing the ball throughout the end of the season, I think we at least have a better chance of seeing what these receivers could do. But so far, I'm glad with what I saw with Menchie. And I think AD, I see tools with him, but we haven't just seen it kind of pan out just yet.
100%, bro. So I'm gonna ask you this question then, right? You kind of heard a little bit earlier what I was talking about in regards of the Brady Cook. Mm-hmm. Do you at some point, well, not at some point, a question scared him away.
The internet monster got him.
Man,
he'll come back in. It's been a wild show. I think it's the cold snap in the Northeast,
Dude, it's cold, man.
I think
so. I don't know what's going on. But
I don't know either. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Got him back. They're all coming back.
All right.
I'm sorry. I got a call. That's my fault.
You're good. You're good. So much. Let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
I don't really think we know what we have with Tanner, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I really don't. Okay. So I want to put in Brady Cook. I want to see how Tanner works with a rookie quarterback, especially if we're going to draft a rookie quarterback next year, and that could potentially be the franchise quarterback. Are you on the same boat to want to see that now and get it over with? Or do you still want to rock with Tyrod, and then if he gets to play, he gets to play. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
So it's funny because in the beginning of the season, well, not even the beginning, let's say towards the middle of the season, let's like week 5, week 6, week 7, around that range, I was pushing for if we were going to bench Justin Fields, because that was the talk around that time. If we did do that, I wanted to see Brady Cook, because obviously we know we have no future with Tyrod. And I would rather just see what we have in the rookie. Obviously, if it's not panning out after 3-4 weeks, we just kick it to Tyrod. At that point, they hadn't made the Minchie trade yet. They hadn't made the A.D. Mitchell trade yet. Now that we got these new players, I think it's more important to have a quarterback that we can trust, that can just try to get us a better look at the weapons right now. So that's why now I've kind of changed my tune to where I want to stay with Tyrod. Now, if we get to a point where either Tyrod gets injured, because unfortunately that is a reality with him, or 2, he's just stinking up the place, then if we do need to make a change again at quarterback, 100%, let's go to Cook. I don't want to see Justin Fields again. I think we already know what it is with him, and we don't get a better look at the rest of the team while he's on the field. So if we did change from Tyrod, then let's go to Cook, but I would prefer to stay with Tyrod until the end of the season just to get a better look at the weapons.
Just what if it is a complete shit show with Brady Cook? Like, it is horrendous. Like,
but that's
it is the worst thing that you've seen. It's like worse than, I don't know, who's really
Justin Fields.
Yeah,
worse than Justin Fields.
At -5, what was -5 passing yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then at that point, I would say, is it Justin Fields, or is it the offensive coordinator that can't have a game plan that adapts to the type of quarterback that he's putting in?
Yeah.
Because if I'm being honest with you guys, like, dude, the receivers that we got are not bad.
Not at all.
They're not.
You know, so for me, it's like, why you got the younger guy? Put him in. The dude's a mobile quarterback too that could run. You know, just put it in there. Like, he's a gunslinger, this kid, Brady Cook. When he was over there, I think it was in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Mm-hmm. Give the kid a chance. Let's really see what you could do with a rookie quarterback that's already sat back. Because I don't know if you guys are all on board. All right. So I'm gonna ask, but let's just say we do get the quarterback next year. Do you guys want him to sit, or do you want him just put him straight into the damn game from jump?
I'll let Ephraim go first.
I want him to sit, but who's taking the lead for the first few weeks?
Brady Cook.
He's got to show me something, because
that's my point.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but you know,
I would honestly
go next season saying it's Brady Cook when you don't know what you got.
It's all, you know, it's all dependent. One thing depends on the other. It's like, you know, one gear turns the other gear. So it depends on so many different things. You know, it just scares me to. I want to see Brady Cook as much as anybody else. Like, we know what Tyrod's got, and we know where Tyrod's going. So it's just scary to put all your eggs. Like, you want to keep this locker room, you want to keep this winning mentality, and if you put this kid in and he's just like, you know, blowing the ship up, it's real scary to have these guys that you just brought in as receivers, and these guys who've been playing so hard for the duration of the season so far, and you know, Glenn's getting things moving in the right direction. He could be, you know, and I'm not saying he will be, but what I'm saying is Cook could be a big speed bump in the way Justin Fields was, you know. So, like, I don't know. I
think the game would have to be out of hand for him to come in.
Yes.
You know?
So.
Yeah.
Macho?
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with what Snowball saying, where, like, when you make a change like that, not only are you making a change at the style of quarterback and the style of play, but you're also making a change. So you're going to a rookie, so you're telling the rest of the locker room basically we're just testing things out. We don't kind of care how the rest of the season is going to go. Like that could kind of send the wrong message, as opposed to keeping someone like Tyrod, where you're trying to still convince the players, listen, we're trying to win every week. If we don't win, it's probably not, super unexpected. But at the same time, that's not the goal. The goal is to try to win every week, and we know, and the rest of the locker room knows, where we have a better chance doing that with Tyrod as opposed to this rookie that hasn't really got any snaps yet.
But you guys don't think that, there's no film on Brady Cook. Nobody knows what this kid could potentially be.
Yeah.
My whole train of thought is this: the season's already done. We're at a. There's no way that you can have a winning season anymore. It's done. Okay. Mm-hmm. So all the players, they know that you could still win these games. Put this other kid in. Let's see what Tanner truly is. All right. Like a lot of these games that we were playing this year, we were right there. If Glenn would have said, hey, kick the field goal, mm-hmm. we win a whole bunch of other games. The shit that we should have done last year, if we would have had a kicker that could kick the ball, it'll be a different complete story this upcoming year. But the fact of the matter is we're not. So it's like, for me, I'm like, fuck it. Just put this kid in. If the players that are in the locker room and they can't have a mentality that they want to continue to keep winning, get them out of here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Because it's the truth. The season's already done.
Yeah.
The first thing you got to do is designate him as the number 2 to start.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, because you can't put him as a number 3 and then bring him up past the number 2 guy, because you're just basically admitting the number 2 guy stinks, even though number 2 guy does stink. But you got to designate him. So now this way, there's a reason if anything happens, this guy's coming in.
Yeah. So, but that's another question, though. Afram, that's another question: is do you trust Engstrand to develop the rookie quarterback, or do you pay somebody to come in and be a QB, like a real QB coach?
That's my point. Yeah. That's my entire point. That's exactly what I'm trying to say to you guys.
So the point of bringing Brady Cook up would be simply just to see what we have in Tanner. Like, is there any way that we can also see what we have in Tanner by having Tyrod Taylor as quarterback, or is the only way that you'd be convinced? Because that's where I kind of think, where it's like, just because we don't bring the rookie up doesn't mean that we still aren't evaluating Tanner by having Tyrod at the quarterback position, while still also having somewhat of a better chance of winning the games because he's more of a veteran and has more experience. Even if we don't win the games, at least we're also getting a better chance of seeing what the weapons have so we can know kind of, how we move next year.
Well, it depends on what you want to see. And right. Johnny's point is he wants to see if he can do it with a quarterback.
A rookie specifically.
Right. We know that he is scheming guys open. We know that he has, a good game plan, not be, 100% bulletproof, but he's got opportunities for people to make yards and catch passes and all that 100%. Stuff. I agree. And Johnny's got a great point. The more I listen to him, the more I am starting to agree with him that maybe the Brady Cook experiment should start sooner rather than later.
But based on what you just said, if guys are being schemed open and the quarterback's not hitting them, that's not Engstrom's fault, is it?
That's exactly what I mean, though. Because
he is doing his job. His schemes are working.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not throwing the ball.
And that's my point with Tyrod right now. And I love Tyrod, dude. I am a Tyrod Taylor fan. Like, I want him to succeed, but I just don't think he has it like he used to anymore. I think the injuries have really caught up. Some of those balls that he was throwing I was like, they're going to get picked off. They're going to get picked off. There was no zip to them at all whatsoever.
This is his third week, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, let's see how he does in his third week, because he's a little rough. Let's see if it's rust, these first 2 games that he started. Let's see if it's rust and he's shaking off some of the rust, because he hasn't been in the game, taking first-team reps for for most of the year, So
Macho?
Yeah, and I think I agree with you where he's not the same player that he used to be. He's definitely not, and he probably still potentially still lingering from his injury, from his previous injury, even though he's playing with it. But it if that is true, that still has something to say about what they think about Cook, to where we're still feeling more comfortable with going out with this version of Tyrod Taylor than we are than putting in the rookie right now, and that's possibly just because the rookie just doesn't have it yet. Maybe he has some of the actual uh, mechanics that you look for when it comes to being the gunslinger and all that stuff. But as far as being accurate, being able to run an offense, being able to read the defense and all that stuff, maybe the rookie isn't there enough to where they still feel comfortable with this version of Tyrod starting for the next couple of weeks. I mean, I would be okay with Cook coming in. I just also know that potentially sends a message to the rest of the roster that we know and we're acknowledging the rest of the season's over, even though we know that there's absolutely no chance we're making the playoffs. But I think they're still trying to sell the team, and we're still trying to win games in general. And if you make that change to the rookie quarterback, I feel like you're kind of misdirecting that whole message, and it makes people less likely to want to buy in. And I think we need people to buy in as much as possible right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's the show. Good night.
I mean, this comes back to, if you make him number 2, then you can pull out Tyrod because nothing's happening and no one's going to say anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to take it, because if you put someone in and he's throwing picks left and right, or if he comes out and he's just throwing into the ground, he's not. The Jet fans right off the bat, he sucks. Get rid of him.
Yep.
Look, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't think Brady Cook is good at all. Well, I saw him at training camp. And he was straight trash. Right?
He's like, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should.
But the reason I say all of this, because if you get a crap individual like Brady Cook, right, and Tanner is able to develop him into a game managing type of quarterback or something, that for me, I'm like, okay, I'm good with him bringing a quarterback next year and be able to do something with that.
Let me ask you this.
It's just tough.
Ben Johnson, everyone was like high on him, right? Do you see Caleb Williams' number 1 overall pick stats? Are they horrible? But yet that defense is keeping him every game. He does just enough. What did he have? 150 yards passing today, 42% completion, a 51% quarterback rating, right? But they're winning, so there's no one's going to say anything. Some people have it, some people don't, and I'm not saying Johnson stinks. Some quarterbacks just can't do it. They just don't comprehend it. They're fearful. They can't read defenses, and they just make the wrong move. They just make just enough to do the right thing. And when your defense leads the league, and I think in turnovers, and they're
it's true.
We have gone through the let Tim boil, and now we want to let Brady cook.
And look, and Clancy does look. Cook is a Canadian League quarterback. Don't hold your breath.
So is Warren Moon. So is Warren Moon.
So is Chris Trevler.
That's true too.
It's just again
pretty far back. Yeah.
Again, I'm defeated because of last week, where I really was like, shit, man. We were just there again, and it was like that hope that we could have a winning season. That's what I wanted. I wanted a winning season. I wasn't asking for playoffs. Just wanted a winning season, and sucks.
But sometimes you just gotta fall down, and the getting up becomes so much better, because we got a lot of draft picks high.
Yeah.
We made some good. Muji made some good moves. Just see what he do in the draft, and You got $100 million to play with this year.
Barney.
Okay. Things are looking good.
Correct.
Team is playing for the coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's take it from there. If they compete the rest of the year, I'm happy.
Correct.
Because the kid,
Very true.
but you want that quarterback. I don't want to wait another year to quarterback, because we thought this year was supposed to be the year of all these quarterbacks, right? All right. And there's no guarantee that in 2027, if one or two of those guys gets an injury, they're falling all the way down.
Drew Aller. The whole Drew Aller situation.
Exactly. All right.
Macho?
I have a question.
What's up?
Is Tanner? Well, actually, not. Let me not ask Tanner. You said that you wanted to win the season. I definitely wanted to win the season too. But at some point in the season, I kind of lost my hopes that was a possibility. My question to you is, did that hope just die last week, or did you realize that sometime during the season, earlier in the season,
it died for me last week because
you were holding out hope all the way till last week?
Oh, Johnny hangs in.
Bro, I breathe and live for this damn team because, like, we didn't get. I can't say that the better team in the Ravens beat us. I say we beat ourselves again. And it's the same story with the New York Jets this season, because we're literally someplace. Dude, I think, what was it? We were up going into the half, like against the Ravens, against John. Oh, is it John or Jim? John, right? John Harbaugh. Where I'm like, holy shit, like Glenn is actually doing something, right? Yes. Did he have some plays where, well, I don't know if it was him, but we ran it 3 times and then we're like on the fourth and whatever it was, we're going to surprise them because we're going to throw the ball, and then Tyrod darts the damn ball when he throws it, right? Like, as if they didn't know we needed to throw the ball to get however many yards we needed.
I'm just amazed. I was just amazed at Macho's face and Afram's face when they were like, when I was like, no, Johnny was in it until last week. And they're like, seriously? Like,
yeah.
Johnny's the type that he's on the Titanic and he'll say, oh, it's just a small hole. We could put
right. It's a little bit of water. Don't worry about it.
While they're filling the boats up with people.
Right. But I gotta give Johnny Boy credit, man. Like he hangs in. Yeah. He is like the ultimate fan.
We always hope for the best, but we also have to, step back a couple of steps and say, hey, we're just not there yet.
He's shaking his head. Yeah. Like, nope.
Dude, we were there. We
started 0-7. We weren't there.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's hurt.
Some of those 0-7 games.
I'm telling you, this guy, man.
Some of those 0-7 games, right? If we don't fumble.
There was a couple of games we
kick field goals. Yeah. It's a completely different story.
Well, that's what winning teams do and losing teams do.
Exactly.
And
you're
sometimes
right.
there's also luck draws into it too sometimes. Like there's just some situations where we were unlucky, and then there were some situations where we fumbled and just completely ruined the whole momentum of the game or whatever. But ultimately, the record is still going to be what the record is. So like when we're 0-7, 0-6, no matter how we got there, at some point you have to realistically think, okay, this just isn't our year. Doesn't mean like we don't want to keep trying to win, but I would just assume, because like same with you, like I wanted us to have a winning season. And even when we were 0-7, I was still saying I don't think we're the worst team in the NFL. I think there was a bunch of teams, at least 4 or 5 teams, that I felt confident in saying we were better than, but ultimately we were 0-7. You know what I'm saying? Like the record was what the record was. And at some point it just became evident that this wasn't our year. And that's okay. That's okay. Like it happens, unfortunately.
Macho, for us mortals, yes. But for the God.
Johnny held on to last week. Yeah. Just like Glenn held on to Fields up till now. In the game.
It's a faith, man.
We should have known better than worrying about the kid's psyche At some point, you got to worry about your team first.
And that's what's crazy about it, because it's like with Fields, if they would have used Fields to his strengths, it would have been a complete, like, where the hell were all of these running plays that should have been done since the jump? You know, they were never there. And you saw it in the one game where we have against New England, we have a great first freaking, like, we get the ball, we run it down the damn field itself. Yep. You don't see that until the second, like, half of the third quarter. Mm-hmm. And you're like, at some point you start to say, and I'm like, shit, are they losing on purpose? Like, is this what they want? And this is the reasoning. And then the scapegoat is going to be Justin Fields. Because tell me you guys can't see that being the headlines this upcoming freaking, like, off season. That we cut them, you know, before June 1st, and we save all that. You know, Glenn comes on. I thought that, you know, Justin Fields was the quarterback, and I think given him what we gave him, it could have potentially switched everything around, but it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, it seems like if you practice something and he goes by that, and that's all is in his mind, he seems to do it. But when it's time to now read defenses and making the play, and he's checking it down all the time, and he's afraid to throw, right?
You're right.
Yeah. It's all convenient circumstance. For me, it seems like it's all convenient circumstance.
It's not unusual for this kid. It's happened in previous teams that he's on.
But I mean the intentionally losing.
Yeah.
You know, let's go for it on fourth and 2. You know, let's.
Yeah, I agree.
There are certain things that, you know, you're experimenting and.
Yeah, but fourth and 2 and your own freaking thing with your third string running back.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
yeah, of course.
How can you not be like, yo, are they trying to tank him?
Well, I think, to be fair, the Ravens also went for it on fourth down on their side as well. And they were deeper than we were when we went for it on fourth down. Like, they were at the 20-something yard line.
Yeah, but
they went for it on fourth.
But what was the difference?
They made it.
They converted.
Yes. I know. Listen,
so nobody's going to talk about that one. But, I mean, it's still the same thought process, I would assume.
We're going to start wrapping this up. Listen, we play the Falcons on Sunday. Is this the Bijan Robinson show, or what's happening here?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I and not only because he's great, but I think also because I don't know if Drake London's playing. I think he's already.
No, he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, he's out. So I don't see anyone else really being able to do. I think our defense is pretty good. It's pretty good, but Bijan's a little bit better, honestly, and that's all they have right now. So they're going to rely on him both on the ground and through the air.
So the Ulbrich revenge game is a thing.
I think so.
I don't know. We've been a lot better on the run with our guys.
Briggs and Phillips, yeah, they've been been able to stop the run, but.
So we winning or we losing? Afro Macho.
I'm hoping for a win. I want to win. I'm hoping for a win, and then going into Miami and winning that one next week as well. After that, so
is Cousins the quarterback?
Yes, Cousins is the quarterback.
Yeah, Penix, I think he's still out for a while.
Penix is not coming back for the rest of the year.
It's a good possibility we win this game with that, because he's not a mobile quarterback and he's not a threat to run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Macho, you got a show tomorrow, right?
I think I'm canceling, honestly. I think I'm canceling tomorrow, just because of just family in town and everything like that. It's a little hard.
Family's always key, man.
Everything around.
Family's key, man. But where can they catch you?
But Macho Talk Sports, Instagram and YouTube. Typically on Saturdays, I have Macho Talks Jets. Obviously, I had you two as my co-host for my first episode. An amazing, iconic episode. Always going to hold a place in my heart for the first one. So appreciate y'all for coming out.
Your first.
Never. You guys popped the Macho Talks Jets cherry. But
I was rough. No lube.
No, but yeah. So Macho Talk Sports on YouTube and Instagram. On YouTube on Tuesday nights we do Macho Talks Macho Talk Sports, excuse me, and then Saturdays Macho Talks Jets. So
very good,
yeah.
cool.
Appreciate
And
that.
Afram,
You can find me here.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed your guys' Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I hope you guys are enjoying some time with the family. Macho, I know that's what you're doing as well. Afram, we're gonna make that that background one of these days.
that's
but...
right. Johnny, do we go under the picture on the right or the left?
I don't know.
Beggars can't be choosers.
All right. All right. All right. Can we just be right next to "Welcome to Ours," like right in the corner? Just a little one. Just a little.
But this has been Jets Worldwide.
That's right. Oh, you know what? And we are blowing up on TikTok, man. Like we got TikTok is out of control. It's actually going very well. We're doing quite well on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok. We have 2 accounts. If you want, you can go to Jets Worldwide on TikTok, or you can go to Jets Worldwide, and you can follow both of them if you want. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do it. If you haven't liked this video, do it. Go to Macho Talk Sports and just look at Afram's handsome face.
Hell yeah. Because I've always say Afram is the only person that can fix the New York Jets.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's me.
Johnny, do we care about shorts at this point, or are we just going to play the outro and we don't care?
Let's just end it.
All right. We're just going to end it then. All right. Good night, everybody.
Shout
Have
out,
a great
guys.
night.
We're winning. We're winning.
That's it.
Let's go.
All right. This has been Jets
Worldwide.
Take care, guys.
Wide.
See ya.
Peace. And we're still here.
We're still here. I ended the stream. I'm telling you. I ended the stream. Just end the stream.
Just ended.